Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Richard. This is Richard's channel, and I'm having a drink. I am trying to use up all of my alcohols and the strange assortment of odd objects that live within my house that I can mix with alcohol, like this kid soda-esque thing, which has way too much sugar, and I would otherwise never drink. Unless it were diluted with alcohol. I've had a terrible day. Had a terrible week, really. So, I kind of need some booze. But before I get into that, let me remind you that for every 1,000 subscribers I get, I do purchase one of these bracelets from the company 4Ocean. 4Ocean pulls a pound of trash out of the ocean every time I do that. You'd be so kind as to comment, like, and subscribe. Be doing your part for a better world. Now, two terrible things happened to me yesterday. One of them was that I was pulled from my contract. It's 100% on me. I screwed up. I should have been paying more attention. Something bad happened, and, I've seen it happen. I've seen 1,000 people do it on camera. I've seen people do it on camera all the time. They never got reprimanded, but me, I've worked shifts they don't want to pay me for, so I guess that means I gotta go. And the worst thing about it is that the hot supervisor, that's probably the one that reported me, I'm never going to see again. So there's no possibility of guilt sex whatsoever. And in between finding out that I had lost my hours but not being told I was pulled from the contract, and being told I was pulled from the contract, I found that a friend of mine died. He didn't die yesterday. He died about a year and 8 months ago, or a year and 10 months ago, maybe. He died in, what is it? Well, he died in July of 2022, I believe. I was informed by a friend of his because it was his birthday on Facebook. I got a birthday reminder. I said happy birthday, and they told me, hey, this dude's dead, I may have sent the same thing last year and may have gotten the same response, but I didn't follow. See, what happened was he gave me the crying face emoji. So I said, what's up? What's with the crying face emoji? He said, dude's dead. Which to me is very sad. I knew this guy since high school. He was not in high school with me. He owned a bookshop not far from my high school, and I used to kind of hang out there. I was a real book nerd. Still am, really. But, he owned this bookshop in Uptown Whittier. He was a great guy. And, I remember he was at his height. He bought a bigger shop, and everything was going well. And then financial crisis took a shop from him, and he started doing poorly. And we remained friends for many years. We found each other again on Facebook. We no longer had any mutual friends because I don't have a lot of friends. A lot of people wind up turning on me. It's just one of those things. I will invest in people, and then when the time comes that I need them, they're just not there, or they try to force me to... There's a fly. What is it with this room and flies? What are they eating in here? Keep looking around, keep not seeing anything. Anyway, so, it's one of those things. I guess they want my drink. Never going to find out unless I completely clean out this room or put a fly trap up in here, which I'm going to have to do. Anyway, it's not important. Anyway, I always actually had this funny dream that if my YouTube career took off, I would get rid of all the flies in this room somehow. Probably with air conditioning, because I have no insulation in my attic, and it's the ridiculous heat that makes it a perfect spawning ground for flies. Although, again, what it is they're after in here, it must be... There's a few old open soda cans. I see them crawling over my previous liquor. So yes, there's that. And otherwise, I always wanted to reopen his bookshop, but as a cafe. I wanted to open in Uptown Whittier. I wanted to open the little old bookshop cafe. It would be a place where you could basically imagine a Starbucks, but with coffee or with books. So, I wanted to have him run it. And well, I want to have him be the bookman. You could basically would be primarily it would basically be a cafe, and there'd be all the things a cafe would have, seating, and I wanted to have like a place for live music because the little old bookshop was not very little in the end. It was a big old bookshop, and there was all kinds of stuff, that could have been done with that particular environment. I mean, it used to be a theater of some kind. So I think there was even a basement and a kitchen already. And there was just all kinds of things that you could have done with that particular space. He had live small concerts there. So it was one of those things I wanted to open up the little old bookshop as Little Old Bookshop Cafe. I believe the building is still vacant. Or at least the shop it is still vacant. I haven't checked in a long time, but everything's still vacant where that was. A lot of the restaurants are gone. And it's just, I always wanted to do that. Now it's like, okay, I don't have a friend that I could put into that position. And I don't know if I'll ever know anyone again. And it's like, without him, the idea doesn't work, but then I'll probably never have the money for the idea. Man, these flies are distracting. Anyway, look. Here's two things we should take away from this. First one is life is fragile. And, it's okay to have dreams, but you need to have realities too. And the second one is, you should go, anybody who watches this should go and contact someone they haven't spoken to in a while. Maybe on Facebook, maybe just call up a friend you haven't called in a while and see what's up with them. Because we're falling apart as a society. We're growing apart. We don't have the money to go to the movies together anymore and eat dinner together. We can't maintain our houses enough to have social gatherings. And the world is drifting apart. We Americans are drifting apart as people. And it's ugly. So yeah. Thanks for sharing a drink with me. I'm Richard.
Bro, it would be totally gnarly if you would comment, like, and subscribe. Then we could totally catch some sick waves together. I'm Danger Ducky.